Have you ever wondered what happens when a sitting president starts fighting not just against political opponents but against the rules of the election itself? And what if the clock is ticking and there's almost no time left? Because that's exactly what's happening in America right now, and the outcome could shape the country's political future for years to come. As the 2026 midterm elections get closer, the political atmosphere in the United States is becoming more intense than ever. Every speech, every court decision, every new proposal is now under a national spotlight. At the center of it all, President Donald Trump. Instead of focusing only on campaign rallies and supporting Republican candidates, Trump has been pushing for changes to how elections are conducted, arguing that the current system still has serious weaknesses. According to him, stronger rules are necessary to protect election integrity. But his critics see the situation very differently. They believe these last-minute efforts are not just about security. They argue the real goal is to reshape the election process before millions of Americans cast their votes. And that's exactly why the debate has become so explosive. The biggest problem is time. Major election rules usually can't be changed overnight. There are legal procedures, state governments, election officials, and federal courts, all playing important roles. Even if a proposal sounds simple, turning it into law is an entirely different battle. And that's where the pressure begins to build. Some states have already made it clear they won't rush to implement new requirements just weeks before voting begins. Election experts warn that sudden changes could create confusion for voters, while supporters insist delaying reforms only creates bigger problems in the future. Now the country is watching two completely different narratives unfold. One side believes tighter election rules will restore public confidence. The other fears that changing the rules so close to Election Day could undermine trust instead of protecting it. Behind closed doors, legal teams, political strategists, and state officials are preparing for what could become one of the most closely watched legal and political fights of the year. And here's the biggest question. Will these proposed changes actually happen before Americans vote, or will the courts and the ticking clock stop everything before it even begins? As the legal battle moves forward, one thing becomes clearer every single day. This is no longer just a debate about paperwork, ballots, or election procedures. It's a fight over who gets to shape the future of American democracy. Supporters of the proposed changes argue that stronger voter verification and tighter election standards are essential. They believe every legal vote should count, and every illegal vote should be prevented. According to them, public confidence in elections can only return if the rules are strengthened. But opponents strongly disagree. They warn that making significant changes so close to a nationwide election could confuse voters, overwhelm election officials, and trigger a wave of lawsuits. Their argument is simple. Stability is just as important as security. Meanwhile, judges, state officials, and election administrators are finding themselves at the center of an increasingly heated political storm. Every decision they make could influence millions of voters. Every ruling could become tomorrow's biggest headline. And with each passing day, the window for making any meaningful changes grows smaller. Now, the entire nation is waiting. Will these proposals survive the legal challenges? Will states accept new rules before Election Day, or will the existing election system remain unchanged, leaving this battle to continue long after the votes are counted? No matter which side people support, one fact is impossible to ignore. The decisions made in the coming weeks won't just affect one political party. They could influence how future elections are debated, challenged, and remembered across the United States. Sometimes, history isn't written after the election. Sometimes, it's written before the first ballot is even cast. And this story is still unfolding.